Welcome to Secret Influence TV and another interview. Secret Influence TV is a channel to interview people who inspire and influence. And influencing is one of the most important skills in life, because if you want to grow your business, you need to be able to influence people to listen to you, engage with you, and buy your product or service. If you want to improve your career, if you want to influence your manager or human resources, you need to influence people in any relationship. So it's one of the key skills. And I interview people who inspire or influence. I interview people who have a story to tell, because I believe everyone has a story to tell or expertise to share. So today I am going to be chatting to Adaobi. Adaobi Onyekweli is the author of the book Reinvent Yourself. She's a life coach and helps people who want to change the direction of their life, rebrand themselves, and start living life to the full through her Reinvention Mastery Program. So welcome, Adaobi.
Thank you, Nick. Very happy to be here.
Good to have you here. Good to see you again. So just sort of start off, have you had a good Christmas?
Yes, it was one of my best Christmas.
Great. Did you manage to see some family?
I did it because of the lockdown.
Right.
We chatted on Zoom.
Okay.
And on WhatsApp Facebook group.
Okay, that's good. At least you managed to connect.
Yes.
Where do you live, Adaobi? Which city do you live in?
I live in London.
Excellent. And what do you prefer, winter or summer? Are you a summer or winter person?
I prefer summer because where I was born in, it was a summery place. So maybe that sort of made me like summer.
Where were you born? Where was your?
I was born in Nigeria, Enugu.
Okay, Nigeria.
Part of Nigeria.
Lovely. Oh yeah, very hot weather there, I'm sure. And do you have, as an author, you've obviously written a book recently, which we can talk about. Would you have a favourite book yourself?
I like Chimamanda Adichie's book.
Okay.
It talks a lot about Nigeria.
Okay.
Like it reminisces with me about the way I grew up in Nigeria.
Oh, lovely. Gives you nice memories.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's great. Well, we're going to start now. And I'm going to start by asking about your book. So it's called Reinvent Yourself. Who's it aimed at? You know, if you were, who do you think would get the most out of reading it? And also, who did it? Yes, start off with, who did you write it for? Who would get the most out of it? And how would it help people?
My book, Reinvent Yourself, was written for people that have suffered major setback or adversities in their life, or women who are stuck in a particular crossroad in their life and they cannot figure out which way to go. And also for high achieving professionals, entrepreneurs who, after achieving everything, still feel that something is missing.
Sure.
So my book sort of bridges that gap for them.
Okay, and we write books for many reasons, but books where we're sharing, a message where we want to help someone make a change in their life. It's often based on our experiences, and I know you've got an incredible story. Perhaps you want to share it about what led to you writing this book, and what led to you in essence, what you reinventing yourself. What's your story? Would you like to sort of share it?
Yes, I would like to. In a nutshell, I thought life was very difficult for me. Wow. It got to a stage, even though I had all the goodies in my front, I still felt that I wasn't being dealt a fair chance by life. So I went into a spiral I was working in JP Morgan then as an investment computer assistant, but I didn't see any fulfillment. So I was at a stage of my life where I wasn't looking at what God has given me. Rather, I was looking at the cup half empty. You know the way people always tend to see the baddies instead of looking at oh, I've waken up from sleep, I didn't die, or I have to do something. So that was the thing, that's the way I've been living a glass empty life, half empty life.
Right.
And that put me into a stage where I now went into a coma for 2 months. And, they nearly switched off my life support because they asked permission from my family to switch it off. When I woke up, I now realized that I actually had something, but I didn't, just because I was stuck, I couldn't move. So what I needed to do was to reinvent my dreams, my aspirations, and the way I do things. So that's why I wrote the book, Reinvent Yourself, to help people that have been in similar situations like me.
It's an incredible story. I mean, every time you tell it to me, Adobe, I always think, wow. I mean, it's truly one of those stories that would make anyone rethink their goals in life, reevaluate things. And I mean, sometimes it does take something that dramatic to make people, realize how precious life is and what's important.
Yeah.
I mean, with the last year of lockdown, how do you stay motivated? How do you personally stay motivated and deal with challenges in life?
The lockdown did two things to me, because lots of people were dying in the first lockdown. And I remembered, and they talked about the ventilator, because I was on a ventilator for 2 months. So hearing that the ventilator was causing people to die, I was really frozen, and I said, oh my God, I'm still alive. So what I did, I had to create a routine for myself and my children. So every morning we have something to do. Even though we're in lockdown, our mind is not locked down. So you can be in lockdown, but don't lock up your mind, because you can still dream, you can create. In fact, I wrote some very good pieces in my lockdown, and I've done a lot of creation. And I also found the love of my life in lockdown.
Oh, that's nice. That's exciting. Well, it just shows, even in challenging times, there can be something always good to come out of it. That's good news.
Yeah.
And how did you find writing the book? Did you find it a hard process, or did you enjoy it? Did it take time to get structure everything?
It was very challenging at first, because I suffered from forgetting things,
Sure.
sort of some amnesia. But when I was writing the book, I got help from my doctor to remember the process I went through. Once that was developed for me, I started writing. But the typing was a bit challenging. So I got support with somebody to type out my thoughts for me.
Okay.
So in the end, the book, as you say, I gave it to my publisher, Brand for Speakers, and they did all the rest. So writing the book was like therapy for me, because I was able to verbalize my thoughts and share with people.
Okay. And as well as an author, you're a speaker, and we've spoken on stage next to each other. And you went to Dubai, was it, in November?
Yes, I went to Dubai.
Tell us about that. We speak. Yeah.
2 days before the lockdown, and that was one of the best experiences for me. But I did something crazy. I booked the flight a day before and traveled the next day. So I only took 6 hours to travel.
Okay.
But the experience was good, because I was able to see the rulers of Dubai. Where we met the princess, the royal family, and all the people were able to share. Normally, I wouldn't be in such a royalty, mixing with royalty and everything. So I was able to share my experiences, and it was quite therapeutic and interesting.
Imagine. So you spoke on stage at the event.
Yes, I did.
Wow, incredible.
I spoke on stage where I shared my story with about over 1,000 people.
That's incredible. That's a lot
Then
of
I
people.
also took part in a panel where I
Okay.
got to talk about about diversity, how Africa, the African way of managing their people is affecting the residents, and
Okay.
also said of the change that could make Africa to move forward,
Okay.
especially for the youths, because
Sure.
Africa has intelligent youths, especially
Sure.
Nigeria. Nigeria has people that are driven, people that are very, very um, diligent, but we
Okay.
don't get the opportunity to use it.
So do you still have a connection to Nigeria? Do you have, I mean, do you have family there? Do you go back there? Are you still, do you have a connection? Do you still connected to Nigeria, or do you not?
I have I have three of my siblings in Nigeria, my elder siblings, two sisters and a brother.
Okay.
And I've got the friends I grew up with, some of my friends.
Sure.
We still chat on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got lots of cousins, and I also um, have like a charity that I support in Nigeria,
Okay.
where I
Great.
mentor young women on how to become significance in their life.
Okay. Okay. So that's obviously something that's close to your heart, something you're helping young women make the most of their lives. And I mean, that's something that's close to that's something you're passionate about, I guess.
Yes, it is close because when I came to this country, I had no one to help me. In
Right.
Nigeria, I was really struggling with life,
Okay.
and I didn't have a mentor. Getting here, it was the same. So I felt if somebody had supported me while I was in Nigeria as a young girl growing up, probably the paths I will have had will have been different. So I want to give back so people don't make mistakes. Even if they come here, they can still thrive. But you can
Sure.
thrive in Nigeria without leaving Nigeria. So that's what I want to show them.
Okay. No, I think that's. I think we all need support, and I think even people who say they're self-made millionaires, everyone has support along their journey, and no one is completely self-made, successful, or wealthy. We all need support. We work best when we do have support of peers, friends, colleagues, mentors, coaches. So I think, yeah, I mean, some people, yeah, do definitely lack that support.
Yeah.
It's certainly something I think needs to be addressed, and I can see why you find it important. So when you went to Dubai, you said you met some royalty and other people. So what sort of people do you find inspiring? Is it? I mean, there must be lots of people you met at that event who you found inspiring, and after you chatted to them and to see them, what sort of people do you find inspiring? Who particularly perhaps do you admire?
When I went to Dubai, they also had one of the session was inspiring people that have survived cancer.
Okay,
I, I was surprised to see that lots of them had actually had survived stage 4 cancer,
right, okay,
and they had thriving. There's a particular lady that was supposed to, she was undergoing chemotherapy, and we had to support her. So I find it very inspiring that people that have been through such adversities and setback can still thrive. And that made me, I donated to the charity. And I also learned a lot because I'm in the process of forming a charity that supports people that have suffered from cardiac arrest, which
okay,
I shared with them. Because sometimes when you recover from cardiac arrest, people just think you are fine.
sure,
Sometimes you still have some challenges. So by
sure.
being in Dubai and seeing these cancer survivors thrive, they actually did a fashion show
Oh wow, great.
where the clothes they were wearing were incredible, very,
Mm,
very lovely. So
sure.
that was more inspiration for me. That,
Okay.
you can overcome adversity and still live on your own terms.
Well, I think you're one of those people who can be a testament to that. You know that I think that's a true definition of courage: is people who face adversity and it's a struggle, you know, but they get through it. Certainly, you know, that's the true definition. What? So you obviously went to Dubai. You know, would you like to? Is traveling something that excites you? Would you like to go to and speak at other countries around the world? Is that something that interests you, traveling?
Yes, going to Dubai and speaking on stage was something. Initially, I didn't want to go because there was Corona, and I was thinking of being in the plane with my condition. I don't know if I'm going to catch anything. But you know what? That was the best decision because
Sure.
I traveled there. The country is incredible.
Sure.
The stage, the way they set up the stage was very, very welcoming for new speakers or aspiring speakers because they supported, the crowd supported us so much.
Sure.
And when I went to my first international speaking in India,
okay,
I was new, but I wasn't as free as I was in this Dubai one. So I
okay,
think going to speak internationally enables you to embrace different styles of speaking and also learn more. I've actually had a lot of hits on my LinkedIn since I
okay.
from Dubai.
So that's another question. So I'm a professional copywriter and I'm very passionate about the importance of communication and influence to be successful. And one of the ways where we can influence others is by by our connections, by meeting people, networking. And when you went to Dubai, you must obviously met a lot of people. How did you find it hard talking to strangers in that sort of huge event? You know, how did you connect to those people? What do you have any tips for? You know, because obviously a lot of networking. You speak on stage or on a panel. You're probably mixing with people afterwards. And did you find that hard? You know, or were you good at networking that way? You good at talking to strangers?
Because it was solely a women's event.
Sure. Okay.
So we sort of gelled, we
Okay.
connected, and then the host was very, put situations where people like my manager, insisted that we all sit at different tables, so we
Okay.
meet new people. So if
That's
you're from the same group, they sort of spread people out, so you can connect with new people. So they made it very easy. So I connected with a lot of people, and also hearing the stories and going up to them made it plausible. Also, when the royal family came, we were introduced. We weren't just left hanging on our own. We were taken to them, introduced one by one, and we were to take pictures with each and every member of the people that came to speak.
incredible.
So I actually love it. They made them connection easy, so I don't have to struggle.
Sure. I mean, what you said there about sharing a story. I mean, storytelling is a way we connect to people, and certainly in communications, if it's a company promoting its brand or selling a product or service, we do it through storytelling. It's one of the best ways, and I think like you said there, everyone has a story, and it's not just people on the stage, but everyone has a story, and everyone has a message to share. One of the best ways of sharing it is through storytelling. So I just want to ask you about your Reinvention Mastery Program, which I think you talk about in your book. Could you like to tell me a bit more about what that is and how it helps people, who it's for? Sounds very intriguing. So the Reinvention Mastery Program, who did you create? Yeah, so was it going back to who your book's for? Is it similar people, high-ending entrepreneurs, women who are starting out? Who did you create it for?
Well, the Reinvention Mastery Program was something I created when the doctor said I wouldn't be able to get off my bed, that I'm going to be bedbound, probably be able to stand in the year December 2020. Then I couldn't speak, I couldn't drink, I couldn't eat, except feed by a tube in my nose.
Sure.
And I found it difficult to stand, even to get on the wheelchair, because my spine wasn't supporting me.
Sure.
I was 85 kilograms when I
Right.
got sick. I was very fat. Then I
Sure.
was discharged at 35. So I lie on my bed and I'm thinking, what is life supposed to mean when I can't do anything? I was even thinking, is it worth staying alive? But being a
Sure.
Christian, I said, no, I have to walk with God. If God kept me alive, something had to give. So what I
Sure.
started doing, right on my back on my bed, I started to do small exercises. I was using my voice box. This is my
Okay.
because I had the voice box here,
All right.
and I had a nurse working with me so I can talk through the robot just to activate my speaking
Sure.
voice. So that
Okay.
was when I started to create systems to push myself, and I realized that I had been stuck so much. I also remembered my dream in the coma. I saw my life in pictures where I was told that I had to change my life, that I've been stuck. And I started using the images from the coma. I integrated it with simple steps with the physio. So I started to push and push. Then I had this perfect program that I do every day. And
Sure.
doctors were so surprised that I started to speak a bit. I could say it, I could start doing little things. So
Sure.
when I started working, they said, oh my God, this is a miracle. Everybody started asking, calling me to find out what I did. Even doctors told me to help people that have suffered heart attack and cardiac arrest on how they can change themselves. Because I had 5 heart attacks, remember?
Yeah.
5.
Incredible. Incredible.
So I decided to, when I was writing my book, because I was getting so many calls talking to people, I said, no, I don't have time to speak to people individually. If I
Sure.
put it in my book, I can reach more. It's better to reach more. People buy the book and they can help themselves, or they can come to my program. So that was how this Reinvention Mastery Program came to life. It came because of I was trying to overcome my adversity from
Sure.
the heart attack, and it now helped me. And I'm helping like family members, people that know me. And I said, I'm not going to be selfish by
Sure.
keeping it to myself. I'm going to help other people so that they can change their lives. They don't have to be stuck with illnesses, with chronic illnesses or invisible illness. So, and today I'm sharing it with people, trying to change their mindsets.
Well, I'm so pleased that you did make that recovery, and I think that's the amazing thing that you literally went from death's door, right on the edge of that having those heart attacks, and then come back to health, but also to get your confidence back. I mean, on top of that, to become the speaker and writer. I mean, it's genuinely inspirational, and I
Yeah.
think it's what I go back to say so many often. Is mindset is the most important thing in life. Skill set is important, but we can learn skills, we can do courses, or we can pay someone who's got the skills. But mindset is everything, and that's what keeps us going. That gives us the confidence, the focus. It is so important, but it's also one of the hardest things at times. So, I think your story is so it's so inspirational. But what if someone wanted to, they're struggling and they want, they want, they're that's thinking, they've had something happen to them, an incident, and they want, they lost their confidence and want to pick themselves up and do something. But is there a few tips, perhaps you could share from your program or your book, that how someone could take the step forward to make some changes to improve their life, to be, any few tips you could.
One of the tips I would like to share, the one that's important.
Sure.
So, when you make a mistake,
Yeah.
don't get stuck on what you've done, because anybody can make mistakes. For example, if a client of mine was so stuck on the fact that she didn't do much with her kids,
Okay.
small. Even
Sure.
though the kids are big and thriving, but she's
Right.
beating herself up. So she spent so many years in getting stuck with her mistakes, but she didn't say that she's created excellent ambassadors, because the children turned out very well. They
Sure.
went to school, they own their own jobs, they've even bought their own houses, but she's still stuck on what she's done. One thing you have to know, it's not good to look back. It's good to look back for just for maybe when you make mistake, just look back a bit and reflect, but don't keep looking back. Because according to the Bible, when Lot's wife looked back, she got turned to stone.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if you keep looking back,
Know
your
what happened?
dreams could be turned to stone. So I advise people to look forward. Don't look too forward into the future, because then you are a dreamer. Just
Sure.
look forward a bit and
Okay.
reflect on the back, but create where you are. Create in the present. Like me, I'm talking to you, I'm creating, you are creating. But
Sure.
if I'm not with you, I'm not present with you, and I'm in the future, I'm in the past, we won't be able to have rapport. So the
True.
best thing to do in life is to don't get stuck on your mistakes. Just
Sure.
see the past as reflection. Think of your future slightly, but bring everything on the table in the present, because that is where the magic is. The magic is in now, in the present.
That's a very, very powerful message there. The magic is in now and the present. I love that. I read a book recently, The Art of Not Giving the rest of the word. But one of the things the author talks about is how we, as humans, we often look back at things and we overthink things and overanalyze things, and we get into this loops of thinking. So rather than, like you say, being in the present, in the moment, looking forward, we worry about something, and then we worry about worrying too much, and then we end up worrying about worrying, and then we're not worrying about the problem. We're just worrying, am I worrying too much? Maybe so we get in sort of loop of thinking. So it reminds me of that. But I think we do. Humans by nature, we always look back and overanalyze things. But I think living in the now, looking forward, that's a really simple, powerful message. So we're coming towards the end of our interview. I'm just going to share a copy of your book. So this is Adobe's book. It's on Amazon. It's called Reinvent Yourself, Discover the Brilliance Within and Create Infinite Possibilities. And I think that says it all, really. So many of us drift through life or go through life not perhaps reaching our potential. And apparently one of the things most people on their sort of deathbed have when they ask they have what they think about is regrets. They always think about the things they didn't do. So I think life is the worst thing to do is get to life and have regrets, especially when there are these infinite possibilities. So Adobe, a couple more things. What are your plans for the next year? And obviously with COVID, there might be some restrictions, but your program, for example, are you launching it as an online program, or what's your plan for that? You must be excited to be launching that. Is that your big thing for the next year, to launch that?
Yeah, I've been approached by many people on having workshops.
Sure.
So because of COVID, I can't go to a center to do workshop. So I'm working with a very important gentleman called Harry Sardinis.
Sure, I know Harry.
He's my manager. He's helping me to create a system, because I want to put my book online so that people can have easy access to it. So it's going to be in form of a course, a training where people can go and help themselves. I will also be creating short videos on YouTube, on Facebook, so
Okay.
that I can give people little nuggets. But the
Excellent.
bulk of my program is going to be in my online course, and I'll also be doing some workshops online. And I will need somebody like you, because I know you're very good. You are the #1 copywriter.
Wow.
So I will be working with you as well.
Fantastic, of course. Always look forward to opportunities to collaborate.
Yeah, I love your work anyway, Nick.
Thank you, Adobe. Likewise, Adobe. Always look forward to opportunities to collaborate, and I think that's we are stronger when we connect and collaborate rather than compete. So I think that's one of the great things about Facebook and even doing these interviews is we get obviously we can connect and collaborate. So yeah, I mean I think systems do work as a way of teaching, because the good thing about them is they do simplify things and they make things more concise and compact, and that's how we learn. We learn when we're given information in small parcels and by repetition of information. So yeah, I mean definitely I think the approach I'm certainly taking that if you've got something to share, you're passionate about, you have expertise, then creating a system where you can share it in manageable chunks where you can learn it step by step is the way to do it. So I'm excited to hear you've got a program launching. I really look forward to seeing that. And I've read your book and I genuinely really enjoyed it. I do recommend it to anyone. I'm going to be sharing some of your links below this video, Adobe, but if someone wants to get hold of you, what's the best way? Is it follow you on Facebook?
I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
Adaobi Onyekweli. On Facebook, Adaobi Onyekweli Cornelia, or on LinkedIn, Adaobi Onyekweli. I particularly like LinkedIn because I can deliver a more professional talk with my peers there.
So
they can also send me an email. Oh, I've got a website. It's called www.adaobionyekeli.com.
So I will share these links, but if you want to reach out to Adobe, connect with her on LinkedIn. If you've got an event, maybe you want to share her story, you want a motivational speaker, or you're interested in her program, do connect. Because like I say, that's how we become more powerful. That's how we grow our brand, is by connecting. Businesses, life is all about people. So if we connect and collaborate, it's going to be better than competing. So let's take advantage of that, especially at the moment with online. It's easier than ever. So Adobe, it's the end of our interview, but thank you very much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Nick, I'm really glad, Thank you.
Okay. Well, best of luck. Take care, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yep. That's it. That's the end. Everything went really well. So I'll if you just send me in WhatsApp your links, your social media, then I'll put those underneath the video when I put it on YouTube and everything, and I'll share this on LinkedIn as well, and I'll include your links and that as well.
Okay, I'll send it.
Great. Okay. Well, take care, and I will speak shortly.
Okay. Bye. Cheers.